Joe, obviously Al Horford wants to win every game, but he looked like he really, really wanted to win this game. The energy, the emotion, a lot more than he usually tends to show. What did you see from Al in this game?
Yeah, we talked all year. Just everybody's a leader on a team in a different way. And Al leads instrumentally, not much of a talker. Tonight you saw, his gift. His gift is just passion, inspiration, toughness, competitive nature. And, obviously those games are tough, right? The other team is fighting for their lives, and you're trying to play as hard as you can. And you don't want to make mistakes and whatever the case may be. But that's who Al is as a person. You saw his personality. So I thought he was tremendous. I thought he started it for us, and all the guys responded well. So grateful for Al. And really just the credit, they left him open all series, and he had a tough shooting couple games. And for a guy like him, he just needs to keep shooting. And just the way he affected the game in different ways was awesome. So honored to coach him.
Joe, you speak just to the offensive execution in that fourth quarter there. It seemed like with 10 assists on 11 made field goals, it seemed like the patience was really there for you guys just to find the right shot.
Yeah, I think got the ball up the floor quickly, got into our spacing very quickly, and we talk about guys leading in different ways. Jalen and Jason's ability to just read defenses and make the right play, for themselves and for each other really showed. And so they tested our spacing discipline. They tested our trust in each other. And, all the guys made plays down the stretch where we got 2-on-1s, and we just made the right play over and over again. So it's a credit to the guys' discipline and execution and trust in each other.
Obviously, the shot making was the biggest part of it, but big night for Al defensively as well.
Yeah.
How do you kind of see him bounce back from some of the struggles over the last two games? And do you feel like the reduced minutes maybe last game kind of helped him out a little bit?
I don't think he struggled defensively in the series. What goes into winning each game is different. What goes into winning each series is different. So once Mitchell went out, we made some adjustments defensively about how we were going to guard it, and it was up to really all the guys to take on the individual challenge. We went to more switching. And they had to guard your yard and defend at a high level. And, I thought Al did a great job of that, but I thought all our guys did. JB had a tremendous possession on Mobley. JT's rebounding. Derek and Drew getting through screens. Really everyone. So once we made the adjustments of more switching, it was on everybody to take pride in their individual defense, and I thought they did that.
And what was it like being, right in front of him on the bench when he saved that ball on the offensive rebound there, tipping it off Cleveland?
Yeah, man. It was great.
Joe, what do you think it does for the group and for you? You mentioned Al's demeanor is generally pretty consistent and calm. When he's fired up like that, when he's making plays all over the court, how does it elevate everybody around him?
Yeah, it goes back. Everyone leads in different ways, and Al's not as vocal as he is inspirational. And so when he plays the way he does, it's contagious. And everybody has different ways in which they lead. And you saw Al, the gifts that, God gave him and his ability to impact people around him. And he did it at a high level today. And sometimes tonight was loud, but he does it all the time instrumentally.
Joe, you talked about, I think it was last game, whatever it takes, embracing that you win in different ways every time. Tonight you see the entire starting lineup just contribute on both ends of the floors in every way possible. Jalen, 7 assists, Tatum, 9 assists, obviously everything Al did. What is it like for this team to have that mentality of whatever it takes and sort of fight the human nature that you referenced before last game too, of, playing a certain way based on what's in front of you?
At the end of the day, if you want to win, you got to do whatever it takes. And you got to be open-minded and have the humility to understand it's going to look different every night. Jalen only took 9 shots tonight, but he was, I thought, tremendous defensively. Like, he was locked in his communication. I could hear him. He had some crashes on offensive rebounds, and when he did get the ball, he made the right play. And I thought Tatum's ability to handle and then went to screening, which opened up things for D. White and Drew. Al being open. I thought Peyton, Sam, and Luke stepping up, the bench throughout the year. So at the end of the day, if you say you want to win, everybody wants to win until it's really time to win, because then you got to nut up and do a bunch of shit that you don't want to do. So the guys, credit to them, they consistently do that, and we just have to keep that up. Every game's going to be different. Every series is going to be different, regardless of who we play. Is going to be different sub-patterns, different matchups, different lineups. Just got to do it, and the guys did it, so credit to them.
They pretty much tried to get that Garland switch onto Horford throughout the entire night, and he got, I think, almost every single stop in the paint. What were you thinking every single time you saw them trying to get that clear out, and what was just your feeling every time you saw Al get that stop?
That's when the math really started to shift. So it was one-on-one. Once he got inside of three, to me, once Mitchell went out, the whole thing was how you're going to take away their speed, how you're going to take away their three-point attempts. They made a conscious effort to get more threes, and so once we went to switching and they're going to isolate, I thought that was the best thing for our defense because it took away the Struces, the Merrills, the Morrises, and it just made us play one-on-one. And there's obviously things that you have to focus on, rebounding, stuff like that, but it made us answer the bell. You got to guard your yard. This is what it takes to win this game. It's what it takes to win this series. Guard your yard, individual defense, man up and do it, and the guys did it. And it's a credit to them.
Joe, just a thought on, you talk about each series is different, about getting that win in the closeout game, what you liked about your team and your mentality this series, and moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, closeout games are tough. It's a level of stress, anxiety, desperation. It takes what it takes. You got to play, 48, hopefully maybe more at times. And at the end of the day, you just got to keep going, and you can't have any expectation. You can't expect to be up by a certain amount. Can't expect to be down by a certain. It just doesn't matter. You just got to play. And so I thought the guys' focus on the task at hand. They were very present. This is how the game is going right now. This is what we're doing well. This is what we're not doing well. Continue to chip away at the things you can control and, figure it out. And I thought the guys did that well.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
That was kind of my question, but I'll ask it another way. How important is it to get the type of rest that you've been able to get after the first series and now this series in an extended playoff run? Yeah,
it's important to take advantage of the opportunities that you have. So it's a gift that we got the rest now because we took advantage of the opportunity that we had. So now we can be grateful for that rest. But you don't know. Sometimes rest isn't good for you. Sometimes it is, but, we'll at least take tomorrow off.
Joe, Al's 2 years older than you. That's obviously unusual in professional sports. How has you guys being peers played into your relationship with him? Do you guys share stories from, growing up? Do you guys does it bond you more that you're closer in age and he's a little older?
There's a mutual respect there. We have some interests, but I think credit to Al for since I got the job, his ability, he made a decision to trust me, which he didn't have to do. And a guy who's been around as long as he has, the stature that he's had, the things that he's accomplished, the coaches that he's worked for, he didn't have to, from day one. I felt the trust and the support, so I'm grateful for that.
Joe, you mentioned to win you have to do a bunch of stuff that you don't want to do. How would you compare this year's team's ability to realize that, recognize that, execute that to last year's team that was also in the Eastern Conference Finals? Yeah,
that's not fair because we're in the Eastern Conference Finals to Game 7, so I think every year is different. Every year presents different challenges, different players, different personalities. Again, a lot of the success that we've had this year, everything comes down to timing. People are in different points in their careers. They go through different things. They're tired of one thing, so they do, so it's not fair to compare in that standpoint just because I think every team is different,